Sergey Litvinov was born on March 21, 1960, in the city of Volgograd, Russia, then part of the Soviet Union. Growing up in a region rich with sporting traditions, Sergey was introduced to athletics at a young age. His family background played a significant role in his early development as a promising athlete. His father, Viktor Litvinov, was a distinguished sportsman in his own right and had an influence on Sergey's eventual focus on track and field. From an early age, Sergey exhibited natural athleticism, particularly in strength-based sports. His dedication to the craft and early training at local athletic clubs soon bore fruit, with Sergey showing promise as a young talent. At the time, the hammer throw was one of the prominent events in Soviet athletics, and Sergey quickly became fascinated by the combination of raw power and technique required for the discipline. By his teenage years, Litvinov was already honing his skills under the tutelage of coaches who recognized his potential in the hammer throw. He initially competed in regional competitions, but his performances quickly gained the attention of the national athletic authorities. His decision to focus on hammer throwing would set him on the path to greatness. Sergey Litvinov's career truly began to take off in the late 1970s and early 1980s, marking the beginning of a competitive and historic rise within the sport of hammer throwing. His strength and form were exceptional for his age, and he quickly became a standout figure in the Soviet athletic system. Litvinov was methodical in his approach, focusing not only on building strength, but also on refining the technical aspects of the hammer throw, which were pivotal to his success. In 1982, Litvinov secured his place in the international spotlight by winning the European Championships, his first major international victory. This triumph was followed by several years of steady progress, culminating in his first gold medal at the World Championships in 1983, held in Helsinki. Litvinov's victory at this event marked the beginning of his dominance in the hammer throw, and it solidified his position as one of the best in the world. Litvinov continued to dominate in the years that followed, winning titles at the World Championships in 1987 and 1991, along with numerous national championships. His performances in international competitions were marked by a blend of consistency and explosive strength, allowing him to consistently challenge the records and expectations set by his peers. One of the highlights of his career came at the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Although the Soviet Union was not the same dominant force in the world of athletics it had been in previous years, Litvinov still proved to be a top contender. At the Olympic Games, he threw the hammer a staggering 82.64 meters, earning him the gold medal and affirming his place among the sports legends. Throughout his career, Sergey Litvinov amassed a collection of major victories that solidified his status as one of the greatest hammer throwers in history. These achievements include 1983 World Championships in Helsinki. Litvinov won his first World Championship title, which set the stage for his future dominance in the sport. 1987 World Championships in Rome, another gold medal performance, marking the peak of his competitive years in the late 1980s. 1988 Seoul Olympics. Litvinov's gold medal in the hammer throw at the Seoul Olympics cemented his status as one of the top athletes in the world, making him the Olympic champion in one of the most competitive events. 1991 World Championships in Tokyo. He clinched his third World Championship title, showcasing his exceptional longevity and consistency at the top level of the sport. Numerous national championships. Litvinov's dominance in the Soviet Union and later Russia was displayed through multiple national titles, which only further established his dominance. These accolades placed Litvinov on a pedestal in the world of athletics. His consistency, longevity, and mental toughness enabled him to perform at the highest level year after year. He is regarded by many as one of the sport's all-time greats. By the early 1990s, Sergey Litvinov was one of the most decorated athletes in hammer throw history. However, as with many elite athletes, the years began to take their toll. Despite continuing to compete at the highest level into the mid-1990s, Litvinov was gradually facing stronger competition from the new generation of hammer throwers, particularly from countries like Cuba, the United States, and Poland. After 1996, Litvinov's competitive career began to slow down. He struggled to maintain the consistency and explosive strength required to compete with the world's best athletes. Nevertheless, his influence on the sport continued to be significant, and his technical approach to the hammer throw was studied by emerging athletes and coaches alike. In his final years as a competitive athlete, Litvinov continued to serve as an ambassador for the sport. Even after retiring from active competition, he remained involved in athletics through coaching and mentoring young athletes, passing on his knowledge of the sport. Though he did not compete in the 2000 Sydney Olympics, Sergey Litvinov's legacy lived on through his records, influence, and the athletes who were inspired by his greatness. After retiring from competition, Sergey Litvinov shifted his focus to coaching and supporting the development of hammer throwing in Russia. His expertise and experience were highly sought after, and he began working with younger athletes to help them refine their technique and approach to the event. Litvinov's impact on Russian athletics cannot be understated. Many of his former students went on to represent Russia on the world stage, competing in the same arenas where he had once excelled. His passion for the sport and dedication to nurturing talent ensured that his influence lived on. Sergey Litvinov's life beyond the sport was marked by a continued commitment to physical fitness and promoting the ideals of hard work and perseverance. Despite his retirement from the competitive scene, Litvinov remained a symbol of excellence in Russian athletics and a figure admired by sports enthusiasts worldwide. Sergey Litvinov's career is a testament to the power of dedication, hard work, and discipline. His legacy in the hammer throw is solidified by his numerous championships and records, and he remains one of the most accomplished athletes in the history of track and field. His golden years on the international stage made him a legend, and his influence on the sport continues to inspire future generations of athletes, from his early beginnings in Volgograd to